What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into Doc's Daily. It is Tuesday, December 16th. I'm live, full effect. I'm Detroit Lenny. I'm joined with the man, the myth, the legend, Tony George. Griffin Murphy had some stuff going on today, so take care of. So it's just me and Tony. And
he's day drinking.
I know. He's day drinking. Well, hey, good on to him if he is. I'll tell you what. He's
back in Vegas. Back in Vegas, you know, it's interesting. When you lived in Vegas, no one looked down at you at 1 o'clock in the afternoon when you're at the sports bar drinking, gambling on the machine in front of you, betting on your app, smell of weed in the air, everybody drinking. No, you try and pull that shit off in Kansas City and look at you like you're a degenerate.
I forget that every now and then, and I was reminded of just that about last October, not this past one before that. I was in Detroit, and I'm sitting with my cousin, and I'm just visiting, and we're just hanging out at his house. I go, and it was like a Thursday, and it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, hey man, he goes, I go, you want to go get some beers? And he's like, yeah, the bar's open about one more hour. I'm like, open. I'm like, man, I just forget that, you know, I could go grocery shopping at 11 o'clock in the morning, and in the grocery store, I could get a beer and play Keno machine in some of the grocery stores out here. And,
yeah. It's interesting. You know, as I was getting ready to leave Las Vegas, I went to one of my favorite haunts. It's called Mr. D's. You know about Mr. D's.
On Decatur.
So you've seen Twin Peaks and Hooters. Put that on steroids. And I was sitting there gambling on my app, watching the baseball game, mid-afternoon, having a cocktail for free because I'm using the machine.
Right.
And the gals there, their outfit is a bra and a thong. And so my buddies always go, I want to go to they all come to Vegas. They want to go to the booby bar. I'm not a strip joint guy. You know, never have been. Have I been in them? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
But I'm up there in older years. But here, you can have a girl serve a drink in that outfit while you're gambling, watching sports. And they have a sign above the bar, which I just love. Please don't feed the whores drugs. And it's just, and I'm
simple, cut and dry, basic rule. Yeah.
I'm sitting there doing that, knowing I was headed back to Kansas City the next day. I go, this is not going to happen where I'm moving to. You know, which is why I'm part-time here.
Not in Kansas anymore, literally.
Only in Las Vegas is that like nobody bats an eye. You know, the guy that owned the joint was from Omaha, and he knew who I was when I first went in there. And he goes, this guy here drinks for free. He just told me, email me your pics, and you can drink for free in here. I go, that's a real bad thing to say to me, dude.
Yeah, right. You know who I am then. Yeah, right. I mean, you know, story time with Tony on Tuesdays. By the way, Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week. And coincidentally, when I started here and Tony was like, I can do Tuesdays. And I was like, perfect. Tuesday. My wife always laughed at me. She's like, Tuesdays. Why Tuesdays? I go, because dumb shit happens on Tuesdays. Because I can get into some things on Tuesdays and still recoup and work the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Or I'm coming off a really good high for last weekend. I won a lot of money or whatever. Tuesdays is just a general sick on Tuesday and nobody will miss you. You call in on Monday and they think you're hungover from the weekend. You call in on Wednesday.
We're both off a shitty weekend with our teams.
Well, I expected my loss in LA. I really did. I didn't give the Lions a whole lot. I actually thought they fought closer than I expected it. You know, and there comes a time in a certain football team's future where you gotta. Do we go for it? Do we really think we can make a difference because could we get in the playoffs? Maybe. But I don't know if I want to because it's just going to be a first or second round exit.
Yeah.
It's just going to be more of the same. Like, I don't have faith that they can win a Super Bowl with this team on the field playing against that they're going to have to go through that LA team again if they want to go to the Super Bowl or Seattle. So
with my team, and I I had a lot of underdogs this weekend. I went 5-0 in the NFL. But I had Buffalo as an underdog. I had Chargers. Philly. I took them first half line against the Raiders -7, which was a gift. It should have been a game of the year.
Prop Madness show was profitable as well.
You talk about Kansas City's success over the past 6 years, 6 straight AFC championship games. And I'm equating this into your Lions. You can't get there without defense, and that's your biggest liability. You guys just give up too many points. Kansas City did not get there with Mahomes and Kelsey. We never really had a superstar wide receiver. We brought in Hopkins, which didn't make a difference last year. We got our asses handed to us.
Right.
But at the end of the day, Kansas City got there playing good defense. We played a lot of high-octane teams in the AFC playoffs the last 5 or 6 years, and won 3 of them to get there. And the bottom line is, or 4 of them, but to get there. But at the end of the day, we got to play in defense, and I told you that at the beginning of the year, that the Lions defense. And once you started suffering injuries, and you had injuries late last year, you were the walking wounded taking on Washington, and they just ran up and down the field on you like a hot knife on butter. That's just it's not that you're devoid of talent offensively. It's defensively. I know you got Hutchinson there, but outside of that, dude, you got in your secondaries all banged up. And by the way, the Los Angeles Rams are the best team in football.
Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, both out for the year. I mean, those 2 guys take away the top.
Huge.
And you miss those 2 guys, and now you got some guy in there. I mean, there's a guy made a play against the Rams, and I swear on my mother, I had no idea who that guy was on the Lions. Yeah. And I was like, and I looked at my son, he's 23, he's watching a game with me, he looks at me, he goes, "Who's that guy?" And I go, "Man, I got no freaking idea." That's where we're at on the depth chart. Some tight end that caught a pass. I was like, I don't know who that guy is. We're talking about practice squad people coming up. There was a lot of stuff going on in the defense. Stop, Gio, you make a great point. If they don't draft defense in at least 3 of the 4 first rounds, I don't know what to do. You
can't win. If you look at the past Super Bowl champions dating back to Super Bowl I, 90% of those teams had a stud quarterback and a hell of a defense. Yep. That's what happens, when you win those things. And I'm sure you're going to be glued to the TV, even though you don't want to be, on Saturday to see how it shakes out with Chicago and Green Bay. Chicago opened up as that line moved almost 2 points. So I just did the opening line report. I'm sorry it's late today, folks. I had some computer issues this morning, and YouTube, Lenny, you're in charge of it, took forever to publish the first video.
We have a lot of content up on the YouTube channel, and sometimes it gets jammed in there.
Yeah,
so
I just did publish. We got a free college basketball pickup there. We'll talk about it on this show with some others. I got some knowing that. Well, I didn't know that Griff was going to be gone, but nonetheless, we'll talk about some. But yeah, that game there, that's a coin flip on. That's a huge game. That's the biggest game of the weekend. I mean, you got Seattle. It's a damn shame that they put Seattle and LA on Thursday night, because I don't think the NFL would know that might be for number 1 in the entire league at the beginning of the season. Who knew what Darnold was going to do there?
Yeah.
Based on how bad he looked in the playoffs last year for Minnesota, although he had a great regular season, he's had another tremendous year. What a great pickup by them. Get rid of Smith and get him in there. And then on the other side of the coin, the Rams, you got Stafford, your old boy. I said for all those years, Lenny, on radio, before we started doing this much video content, but my shows on Sirius, back in the day. I said if Stafford was on any other team, he'd have a Super Bowl ring. In this first year he got out of there, he got one.
Yeah.
But this cat is unbelievable. He's going to win the MVP this year. If he doesn't get hurt the next 2 weeks, going to win the MVP.
37 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That ratio is phenomenal. It's the best football he's ever played. Football he's ever played. He did have Devontae Adams goes down, which he likes in the red zone.
Yeah.
With the hamstring, you saw it pop when he was running too. It was bad. Feel bad for him. Feel bad for the Rams because as much as I kind of think Sean McVay is kind of I don't know. He just looks like a guy that I would not hang out with kind of guy. Like he looks a little douchey to me, but I like that Rams team. I'm just saying.
Ball coach. He's a ball coach.
Ball coach. I'm not saying we ain't got to be friends or whatever. I just, I think me and him go to different bars. Let's put it that way. I think I'm more of a dive bar guy.
Me and McDaniels at Miami, we couldn't hang out, though I want to find out who his weed dealer is.
100%. Listen, I saw a meme yesterday on social media, and I laughed. I literally laughed out loud. And it was Mike McDaniels, and it was obviously AI because he had on like Lions gear, Detroit Lions gear, and they're like the 2026 Lions offensive coordinator. And I was like, oh. I'm like, and I laughed, but I was like, if Dan Campbell if he gets fired in Miami, Mike McDaniels gets fired in Miami, and then I could see that would be the most oddball pairing. Dan Campbell, meathead of meatheads, and little Mike McDaniels, just this stoner yoga. He's gonna, find
his pants pulled up to his kneecaps,
right, with his little gun and all that. Yeah, I just think that's a match made in heaven, man. So whatever. But Mike McDaniels, I've been saying all year, he's a good offensive coordinator. I don't think he's a great head coach.
There's a lot of guys like that. Like Kingsbury, he's a better coordinator than he is a head coach. Same thing. There's a lot of those guys there. Spagnuolo, better defensive coordinator than a head coach. Yeah. I know people are talking to him, but I think he's content making $3 million a year, just not being responsible for the entire team.
I'd be okay with it. I'm just saying, if there's an NFL out there that wants.
Well, you're still going to have more fun than me. I got to deal with Minshew Magic for the next 3 weeks.
Hey, listen.
Hey, they get to play Tennessee. I'm still not laying 3.5 on the road with them.
I was just gonna say
we got no offensive line. The whole line's out.
Is this Travis Kelce's last year?
Yeah,
I think so too.
That's the rumor. And
that's okay. I feel like that's there's better tight ends on your team at this point.
Jonathan Gray's really good.
I like that guy.
He might not announce it right away, but you'll see Kansas City very active in the draft getting tight ends.
I think you also need to draft maybe later in you maybe need to get a backup quarterback besides Gardner.
Well, we need offensive line. We need to be very active in the free agent market and in the draft. We got Simmons. He ended up at Ohio State. He ended up with family problems, spent 3 weeks out in California with his mother who was dying, and then he's out on IR. But we need another one. So it's going to be an interesting week in the NFL. I'll take 5-0 and switch gears to college basketball, I guess.
Yeah, let's do that. College basketball, decent amount of games on. I'm still in that phase of tiptoeing through the tulips here. Anytime you get a lot of big spreads today on the ranked teams, I'm not laying Michigan State. My Michigan State smart. I'm not laying 23, 24 points. I'm not doing that. As much as I think Michigan State beats the hell out of Toledo in the MAC, I'm just not going to do that. I don't want to sweat 23 points.
I don't think I've laid more than 14 or 15 all year. I won't do it in those big games. Louisville, Tennessee tonight. Louisville's up to 2.5. You got Rick Barnes in a big game. I love fading him. I'd lean Louisville in that one. That their backcourt's better.
Right.
Tennessee off a smackdown against Illinois, who, by the way, my Huskers beat Illinois. We're 15th in the country, longest Division I winning streak in college basketball at 15 games. Nebraska, who'd have thunk? But nonetheless, Tennessee's been off 10 days too, which usually you would think, oh man, that's good. They had a lot of time. You come out a little rusty. I like Louisville in that game. Another one that I thought was maybe a little high today, Clemson, South Carolina. That's an in-state rivalry. You got Clemson laying 12.5 in that game. By the way, Clemson, just after they got beat by BYU, who's a really good basketball team. No shame in that. You know, it'd be like Nebraska losing to Duke. I have no shame losing to Duke. You're going to lose. But they were down. They beat Mercer by 7, and they were down at halftime in that game on Saturday. I mean, and they're laying 12.5 in an in-state rivalry. And, of course, Clemson, 3-loss team. Their 3 losses were by 2, 7, and 3. So then, and now I just tell you, I think it, and you look at it, they both shoot 45% from the floor, and they both allow 40%. I mean, this game's, the numbers are tight. I'm just saying, I'd lean the points there in that one.
Yeah, that's where I'm glad. God, I love when you tell everybody your free play, and it's something that I thought the same thing about. Makes me feel smart. I'm just saying, folks, it just makes me feel smart.
You're getting to the point in the season where you got just on the surface, and and I'll talk about a weasel in the woodpile game. I was saving this for Griff, but we always talk about the weasel in the woodpile game. Yep. But it's getting to that point in the season where you're in conference, even playing bottom feeders, you start laying 12, 14, 18 points.
Yeah.
You got to look for reasons to take the underdog. I mean, especially when you got a couple teams that have, you start this time of year now, teams with 2 or 3 losses getting 12.5 in a rivalry game.
I don't understand that. Yeah.
You've got to err on the side of caution. Now, the weasel in the woodpile game to me was we have an unbeaten team, the only unbeaten team in the MAC conference in Miami of Ohio, 10-0. They're on the road. They were catching 1.5 against Wright State, who's 5-6. Now, this is an in-state rivalry for those of you that don't know.
Right.
Both these teams are in Ohio. The game's in Fairborn, Ohio tonight. At Wright State's at home. You get to looking, and now Miami has switched to -1. I'm like, why is a unbeaten team, the only unbeaten team in the MAC conference, who is much better than the Horizon Conference, getting a point? I don't get it. Now, you see these games all the time, and we talk about them. They're called the weasel in the woodpile game. How many times did you see, let's just take your Detroit Tigers. You get up in the morning, you see the line, and they're playing Pittsburgh, and you got your ace on the hill, and they're third man in the rotation, and you're only -105 at home. You should be -170.
Yeah, I'm very nervous.
You start going contrarian in those. The books know something you don't. So you get to look, and so I talk to various guys, handicappers, pro bettors every morning between 5 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. when we release our lines. And I'm talking other handicappers at other sites. I've been around 35 years. I know all these guys. It's a very small community, by the way, of legitimate.
Everybody kind of knows everybody. Yeah,
we do. Everybody's on speed dial.
Yeah.
And there are certain guys I respect, and I'll call them up and go, hey. And, you know, like I said in my video, there's a problem in this country when you don't want to listen to a varying opinion or perspective, you know, and at least consider it, even if it doesn't change your mind. You kind of want to know what's floating around out there and have different,
right,
whether it's sports take views, political views, what insurance company, what kind of car. Right. I'm a Chevy guy. I'm never driving a freaking Ford.
Right.
No, I listen to them. I read watch all the news channels, watch different sports shows, everything, because I want to know what everybody's thinking.
Right.
But everybody thought the same thing here. When you take a look at games like that, if you go against conventional wisdom and you go against the obvious, you're going to win more than you lose. Believe it or not, in scenarios like that. Miami of Ohio, in their 10 wins, the highest power-rated team they played was number 244 on Ken Palm's power list. And that was ODU, and they beat them by 10. And that was a home game. They're on the road here. And by the way, these two play every year in this little rivalry game.
Mm-hmm.
The last time Miami of Ohio beat Wright State was December of 2018. They own them. So give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders tonight.
I love that.
Yeah, give me the Raiders.
I'm looking for that right now. I'm telling you. I love that. See, for me, when I see stuff like that, I'm not gonna lie, just go away. I just like immediately throw that game around to the side, and I should dive deeper because there is value there. Like you found value.
I get involved in them when I do a deep dive, and I go, "Oh, turn that rock over. Turn that. There's a dog turd. There's a dog turd. There's a dog turd." Didn't see that on the surface. Every offensive and defensive metric that you use to handicap favors Miami in that game, and yet I'm like, this line sucks. Something stinks. I'm continuing to dig. Let's get the strength of schedule. Let's get the all these different things. And that's kind of what so I threw that out there because guess how many times I've drank the Kool-Aid on that when I was a young cat. I was like Griffin's age, handicapping.
Yeah, you're like, this is too easy.
Gift.
Too easy.
But it's a gift.
Yeah.
I'm all over it. Honey, get ready for steak dinner. Steak and lobster tomorrow night. I got the super lock of the millennium here. These odds makers don't know jack shit.
Yeah,
I'm all over it. I'm exposing them. Guess what?
Yeah.
we were at McDonald's scrounging up fries. No steak
Counting
and
a change
lobster.
in the ashtray. Counting a change
What's
in the
that
ashtray.
Billy Walters says? You either get chicken or you get feathers.
Right. Yeah, you one or the other.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I am not invested in this in college. I am in a couple games today. Nothing crazy. Like I'm dabbling. I just sometimes I just get overwhelmed with college basketball. That's why it's easy to have guys like this. Tony George is the guy turning over all those rocks. He's the guy digging deep, finding them. All that. You can find his premium plays at the website, docsports.com. Use that free 60. We didn't talk about that. But there's a free $60 account. There's a link in the description of the video. You can click it, take you right to the website. Or if you're over at the website already, there's a big tab in the website. You can't miss it. Free $60 account. Sign up. Use that 60 on Tony George's premium plays, day pass, week pass, season pass, whatever you want to do. He's got stuff available for you as well. So check that out. That was a good little segue into my NHL. Jack says, Mammoth and the Bruins, Flyers, and Canadians. Boy, we've been drawn. I don't like the map. I like the Bruins today. I'll tell you that on the money line. I don't like the draw there. I actually like the Bruins to get the job done. The Mammoth are the Arizona Coyotes. Let's just call them what they are. I don't like them on the road. That's Flyers and the Canadians. I would get down on that draw though, Jack. I would get down on that draw. The Flyers and the Canadians are the Spider-Man meme. They're the same team. They're just one's in America, one's in Canada. I swear to God, they're the same team. And I'm laying off my Red Wings today, so I don't want nothing to do with that.
I lost a 6-shoot. I hit 9 out of my 10 cards, 9-1 in profit. Last night, I uncorked a 6-unit play on frickin' Winnipeg.
Oh, I was on them too. Connor Hellebuck was back. It was time to get back on the Jets, and that overtime they lost.
He shut down Detroit over the weekend, 4-1 or 5-1. And I'm like, okay, we're ready to go. They're rolling, and they get lost that in overtime, late in overtime. It was a brutal beat, just brutal.
That was hard. That was
shot. I was watching it. One of the cappers here at Doc's, my phone dinged at like 10:15. I'm like, who's texting me at 10:15? And it was the capper here going, that was a fucking brutal beat.
Ouch.
I just dropped the F word too. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Well, YouTube.
I'm just reading the text word for word.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm just reading. I'm quoting people. Yeah, that's what it is.
I've never done that on camera.
That's all right. I was on the Panthers and the Ducks yesterday. Those were good wins for me. But then I was on the Jets as well, and that didn't work out. So it is.
And that was my first bet on one of the Missouri apps for $2.
Oh.
So I opened up the account with, some money in it, a lot more than that. But I said, I'm going to uncork on it because I've been chipping away 300 here, 400 or 500 there, kind of just rolling, because I very, very methodically bet the NHL. I don't spread it around. I isolate best bets, keep the units between 3 and 4, and I just been cherry picking, and I bet out Vegas still a lot on my Circa app. And because Circa hasn't got their Missouri app up yet, which pisses me off. I can't get access to it. But so, we went with another local casino here I went to and signed up there and got loaded up, gave them some money over the counter. And damn, I had a tough time going to sleep. I had to have a couple sips of Jimmy Beam just to settle
you got to do what you got to do. It's called the nighttime syrup.
Boy, little elixir.
What do you got going on at the website today?
We got a doubleheader in college basketball, a side play and a totals play, 3 and 2 unit play. We were on a 19-7 roll, and we ended up 20-13. After the weekend. So respectable, but we just hit the skids. And a lot of them were 1 and 2 point losses, just right down to the, just really wasn't a bad call, catching 2.5 or 3 and lose by 5. We didn't have really bad calls. We just, they decided to shoot 28% from the floor. One of those deals. We got a 2-pack there tonight, and then we have a singled out 60-minute regulation money line in the NHL for 3 units. Get a little bounce back today. I have decided to pass until Thursday in the NBA, and that started on Friday. I can't bet it right now. So what I started doing was I took everything that I liked that made I still cap them during the day.
Right.
So I've been keeping a list of the games I would have taken Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And whatever I figured out was the best bet on the board, I went the opposite. Right now, I'm 5-0. So maybe I'm doing it the wrong way. But it handicapped out team A should beat team B. I'm taking team B. This total should be above 223, I'm taking the under. It lands on 201. But everything points to the over. You start, it's reverse psychology.
And
Griff has been talking to me about that. He likes to do the reverse psychology.
He's on another plane as far as philosophy goes. I remember about 4 or 5 years ago, I first met Craig Trapp and we were working together, and I just started out a bad baseball run, like 2 weeks. I'm like, man, I've never had such a bad, just run this bad, this long. And he's like, just bet the other way. He goes, if you're seeing the board one way and they ain't winning, just start doing it the other way until you start losing again. And then you're back on track. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, I guess that, you're either seeing the board right or you're seeing the board wrong.
Anybody that is hitting 60% or better in the NBA right now, I don't care where they're at, that is almost an impossible feat. I mean, you just, with the injury reports being bogus and teams taking nights off and then load management the last minute, you're sitting there with a 5 or 6 unit play, and then the Greek Freak. What do you mean he's not playing?
Yeah,
or
right.
what is he doing in the game? They said he wasn't. You turn on the NBA network and it shows the guy that's not supposed to be playing in the game walking in, dressed up in a suit, ready to go. I go, that dude's listed as out. That's on RotoWire. I mean, that I paid for that injury report.
Right.
And I'm well, what's he doing? Does any of this make any sense? I don't know, but I just kind of, it's so stressful that I said I'm going to take a step back for like 5 days.
I can't stand the NBA. I really can't. I can't. I love college basketball. I do love college basketball. It's hard. There's so much of it. I get overwhelmed sometimes by it, but the NBA, I'll look at it. And if I see something I like that stands out, where I try to avoid everything that's iffy, but even you can't even do that. It's just
I forgot next week too. I didn't know if you knew this or not. You're gonna have a college basketball bet with me. After Nebraska,
I did not know that.
Nebraska with North Dakota this weekend, we got Michigan State on deck.
Oh,
so I'm going to be getting I'm going to be getting a shitload of points. And I don't know where that game's at. I don't know if that's in Lincoln or Michigan. I just saw it
right now.
Is that in East Lansing?
That is not. That'll be in Nebraska.
That'll be at
Bank Arena in Lincoln, Nebraska.
What's the date on that?
January 2nd. January 2nd, 6
That'd
o'clock.
be a good day to drive up and see my mother.
Oh, yeah. Well,
day after New Year's Day, and I got buddy that's got, real good seats. I lived in Lincoln 25 years. I got buddies that have season tickets, and if I call them up and say I want to come up and go, I'm able to go up and go. I'll send you some video from the game.
You'll have to, for sure. Right now, I just want to say the matchup predictor on ESPN has Nebraska at 53.3%. So we all know how accurate that is. That's gonna be a great basketball game. I will say
using AI and ESPN's predictors to bet your picks. You definitely need that free $60 in the link in the description below.
For the love of God, do yourself a favor. It's Christmas time. Okay, do yourself a favor. Get yourself something nice. Get yourself supersize that shit. Go down to the local Arby's. Get yourself a beef and cheddar. Get yourself a strawberry shake if you want.
Yeah.
I like strawberry shakes.
Jamocha. They got Jamocha shakes there.
Jamocha ones? Oh, that's all right with me.
Chocolatey. Chocolatey.
Chocolatey.
We got to give Arby's some love. Now, Arby's, I'm telling you right now, they got a turkey club sandwich there. It's second to none. You got to get off the standard menu. And by the way, we're not giving the fries enough love. You got to have the Arby's fries dipped in the cheese sauce. It's
I'm a sucker for a curly fry.
I
mean, it is. You know what? This is true. My wife likes their French dip. They have a good French dip. She says
I've had it.
And she's a French dipper, connoisseur, if you will. She's a sucker for a French dip. This is gonna go so bad. This has so many jokes to it.
I'm a huge Arby's guy. Their Mott sticks aren't bad.
Yeah.
This isn't a commercial. This isn't an endorsement. By the way, if you're watching Arby's, I wish it was.
I mean, you can, feel free to shoot. We're both on Twitter.
Give me the ball. Let me run with it a little bit, Arby's. Come on.
I got this. So
I mean, you got to combat the McRib, but other than that, no, Arby's is my go-to. Arby's is always on deck. Always on deck.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. You got some college basketball. We talked about some NFL, everything. Even with NBA, we talked even about some food recommendations for you.
NFL line report is taped. I'm going to upload it when I get off here. The Gridiron six-pack is back tomorrow.
Yep.
We took a week's hiatus because no college games and this, that, and the other. And, of course, the game I'm going to give Murphy. He doesn't know it yet. He's going to be forced to talk about Chicago and Green Bay. Because I know that some bitch is going to have a play in it, but I don't care.
He does.
I'm going to make him give the homer pick live on the air. So
because it's coming.
I can even allow you to jump in during that segment just to give him some crap.
I just, I like to let him. I want to let him have his glory, let him have his moment. Let him be the Washington Commanders of last year. Let him be them, because next year, I mean, I don't want to say it's mock draft season for the Lions because anything's possible. But even if they do make the playoffs, I don't think they could run through Seattle or San Francisco or LA. I don't think they could beat anyone either out of those three teams. I don't think they can beat them.
NFC.
I don't think they can beat the Eagles. I don't think they can beat the Eagles. I'll be honest with you. I still think we can kick the shit out of the Bears, and we will. We still have to play the Vikings and the Bears. The Bears' last game of the year will matter, and we will be the deciding factor if they get into the playoffs or not.
Or you'd like to play spoiler for that.
Oh my God. It'd make everything this year be okay. It'd make everything be, it's the second best thing to winning the Super Bowl.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to tell you this based on what I've seen year to date. I haven't had my best year in football. I'm very transparent with everybody here. It's not been my 5-0 this weekend. Big deal. I sucked the week before. But that being said, I've been doing this a long time. I don't know who the clear-cut person is out of the AFC, but the NFC is going to win the Super Bowl this year. They're better than anybody in the AFC right now. Buffalo's got the same problem your Lions do.
Yeah, they got no defense.
They just got an easier schedule. Yeah. They don't have any defense. You're not going to get there without defense. You're not. So you start looking in the AFC. The team with the best defense right now that's in the playoff hunt, arguably, is Houston, but their offense sucks. But it's getting better, but it's not good enough. So you got to go in there and say, well, we're going to go. I tell you, the NFC, Seattle, LA. I'm not sold on Philly.
No,
I decided to start running the football the last 2 weeks. I don't know. I think there's some internal chemistry issues on that team.
I believe that as well.
That is going to hamper them down the road. I think the Rams right now are the team to beat. We'll find out on Thursday. It's a shame that things on Thursday night where they don't have a full week to prep, because that really puts LA at a disadvantage having to travel. It's
a letdown spot after the Lions. I mean, they got up for that game.
It's a bad spot for LA. It's a good spot although how impressed were you with Seattle, who struggled against 44-year-old Phil Rivers?
I was all over Phil Rivers and the Colts that day. The script was written. Now, next week.
Big balls.
Yeah, Nick, I'll tell you what, next week. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. He's every middle-aged guy that ever thought he could play. Like, I got one game in me. Now, that's the thing. He done got many, but he's got one in him. And he didn't have to do a lot, and he did what he had to do, and they almost won that game.
I know.
Outright, so next week, though, I don't want nothing to do with Philip Rivers, because here's one
Monday night, too. They're playing somebody good. They're a 6-point home dog.
I'm just like, the bones will start to hurt. Those aches and cricks and cracks. There'll be a lot of cold tub. A lot of massage table stuff. He's going to be sore. So,
You can go hang out with Deshaun Watson for a week and get nice and relaxed.
Totally stay away from anywhere. TJ Watt and a dry needle. God forbid. All right, guys, that'll do it for us. We're Detroit Lenny, Tony George, Doc Sports. This has been Doc's Daily. I don't know where the hell we're at here. Doc's Daily. There's the thing. Oh, there it is right there. Doc's Daily. We're here Monday through Friday.
1 o'clock out on Thursday.
Yes.
First batch of bowls will be out. NFL 5-0 week. That's when you put that $60 to use. Take a week's football pack and get a week's worth of bowl games. They come out in 2 separate releases, so be sure to check that out.
I like it. All right, guys, that'll do it for us. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern. Good luck unless you're against us. Take care.